Hey, how's it going, guys? Marc here. Welcome back to Santino Sunday Cigar Review. I'm flying solo this week, week 2 with Caldwell Cigars, and we're smoking the Long Live the King Mad Mofo. Fun cigar. We actually got a lot to play with it, into the name, into the way it looks, the whole design behind it. Cigar is going to be a lot of fun. We've got it in the Bellicoso here. We'll talk a little bit about the box count, stuff like that, sizes, the variants. Right now, I'm going to tell you what this thing's made of. I'm going to cut into it, smoke it a little bit, and we'll be right back. All right, so we've got the Long Live the King Mad Mofo. So the Mad Mofo, we'll get into what that stands for here in a minute. But breaking this thing down, we've got the Bellicoso here. Mexican San Andreas wrapper, Indonesian binder, and fillers from the Dominican Republic, Nicaragua, and Pennsylvania. So cigar's fun. Obviously, we're going to talk a little bit about the artwork, you know, the whole kind of expansion in the Long Live the King line, stuff like that. So it's going to be fun. Bellicoso coming in at 5.5 by 52. It's going to be a lot of fun. So cut into this thing, light it up, and we'll start having some fun with it. All right, so I've cut into this thing, smoking it down a little bit, and it's a fun cigar. The cigar is a lot of fun. Great box artwork. You can see it here. The cigar itself, aesthetically, is actually real. It's pretty. The cigar really is. That wrapper comes off real smooth. It's definitely, you can tell that San Andreas exactly the way that it's the kind of rough draw that we talk about on them a lot. But when you go through the cigar itself, before we talk about anything that's tasting, some of the fun stuff about Caldwell cigars is that whole the Long Live the King. The young man with the crown on his head, the way the design of the label comes together and everything, it's real unique, it's real classy, it's real beautiful, but it's still funny that you can laugh at if you read it the right way, if you look at them the right way. So the Mad Mofo down here, this secondary band, is actually fun. It actually changed. So when the cigar first came out, it said Mad MF, and that stood for Maduro Motherfucker. That's what it stood for. And then it got changed over to Mad Mofo. Not really sure why. Probably because, you know, sometimes in the cigar industry you have purists, you know, older people that have been in the industry for a long time. You know, not to brand jump here, but you look at Pete Johnson and Tatuaje. You know, Tatuaje means tattoo in Spanish. That's what it means. So when Tatuaje first launched, I mean, he got an amazing backlash from the community, just because who would name a cigar company Tattoo? Who would do it? You know, so it played out and he had fun with it. And of course, Pete's Pete now, and Tatuaje's doing its thing. But Caldwell Cigars, a little in the same range, but not really. You know, Robert Caldwell's an amazing guy, has a lot of fun with his tobacco. He doesn't, as you can tell from the blend with this, he sources this tobacco and he puts these outrageous combinations together that'll give you a little bit of some of these tastes that we're going to talk about, and the fun that you're getting with it. So little fun backdrop just on that, how that secondary wrapper changed. I've actually got a couple that I've been holding for a while. I've got them in the super Gorder, the 660, that still have the Mad MF on it. So the cigar itself, taste wise and strength wise, so far through the burning, it's a very medium body, kind of mediocre flavors, and the strength settles on real medium too. The thing that was real interesting about it is when you were toasting it and I was lighting it, we always do off camera, but when I was lighting it, the immediate roast scent was that of cinnamon toast, is what it smelled like. It drew me away. I was kind of toasting it and I went up to kind of purge it and light it, and I had to pull it away and smell it again, because it had this, that, you know, with cinnamon toast, you have that real burnt sweetness. That's really what that is. And it came through real well. The taste so far, the smoke on it, the smoke is resonating off it well. It follows away. It's got a super clean draw. If I pull through this tight and clean, just a nice strong pull, you'll see the stem pull continue to go through. It's got nice breathability. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to smoke into this a little more. I want to get a good feel for the taste and everything, and then we'll come back and nerd out. All right, so we've smoked into this guy a bit, and I wanted to kind of show that the build on this thing. The ash is holding actually phenomenally. There's no let go, no looseness, nothing's really trying to give on it. It's holding itself up real well. The cigar's still coming through in that real medium kind of level. The strength, there's not much strength there. Kind of a real good morning smoke for me, honestly. But the flavors are unique. It's a real medium body, okay? So there's not an abundance of one thing. Nothing's really lacking, but there's this constant almond and pistachio bounce off each other that just keeps having a little bit of fun. They're playing around. One draw you'll pick one draw you'll pick another. It's not like one of them is dominant over the other. They're playing around, they're goofing off together. So the taste on the cigar are real unique, and with how white the ash is, the mineral content, it's real unique how the cigar is maintaining just that single kind of flavor profile so far. But the burn is real solid. It's coming down nicely. There's no canoeing effect. I mean, I've got a steady burn line with a solid red lining when you draw on it. Yeah, that taste it settles there. One of the things I really like about this cigar, and if you've been watching the show for a while, you know it's one of my favorite things about cigars. It's got a very, not hot, not cool, but a very nice and calm heat to the smoke. The smoke comes in, it sets on the palate. It does a very good job of encompassing your entire palate. It lets you actually taste everything. If you're a retrohaler, if you're an inhaler, whatever you do, there's enough smoke there that you don't have to do multiple draws. You could probably do a nice calm single draw, and there's enough smoke there that you can pick up those taste notes and play with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to smoke this thing down a little further again, and we're going to come back. I'm going to do the try by and deny by myself, and we're going to talk a little bit in depth about why I'm going to say what I'm going to say about this cigar. I'm flying solo, so I think I got the time to do it, so we're going to talk a little bit about it in just a little bit. All right, so smoked in about halfway through this cigar, and we're going to go into this try by or deny now. Now, it's not nearly as exciting when it's just myself, but I get to have a little more fun with it. This cigar has started to develop in a unique way, and before I smoked this, I went and read a bunch of different reviews about it, and a lot of people stated that the cigar itself develops early and flattens out in the end. For me, maybe it's because it's in this bellicoso size. Sizes differ on things sometimes. This thing is starting to develop. The one thing that is truly consistent is the burn, the smoke, and the ash. Everything is holding together super well. There's no damage to it. The burn line is perfect. You couldn't ask for a better burn on a cigar, really, and that's just with your typical 4-second, your 2-second toast, 3-second light. Done in under 5 seconds lighting it. No touch up at all. You can actually still see on the top of the ash the original burn line where the ignition started. So the cigar is actually really unique to me. The flavors are continuing through. Now there's sort of this subtle spice that's coming through. I'm not going to say pepper or jalapeno. No, there's a spice that's coming through. It's kind of surrounding the palate. It settles down on the sides of your tongue, on your cheeks. When you retrohale, you can feel it at the tip of your nose, almost giving that Rudolph kind of thing. But the way that it's built, aesthetically, the way that it burns, you can play with it, shake it around. It's held so well. There's no issue with it. You can't fight or argue with the structure and the integrity of the cigar itself. It shows the value of the leaf that's been used. I've talked before, and we've all talked on the show. A lot of times when the ash falls off, or you get separation in the ash, or when you have the ash come down and you're seeing the ash start to split or it flakes away, things like that, it's just not quality tobacco. Maybe the tobacco was picked too early, or maybe it was under fermented. It was pulled away too soon. But just on the structural build on this, the way that burn is going, all these things that I've said, it just shows how the quality of the tobacco used. Yeah, that spice is still there. So initially when I was smoking the cigar, those being that medium body, the way that it is, not really much strength to it. This was going to be a try for me. You know, if you're a medium smoker that you don't like a lot of strength, but you're not a light smoker, you know, you prefer a little balls in your tobacco, there's nothing wrong with this cigar. It's actually a really fun cigar to smoke. And when you look at it structurally, you just simply can't argue with it. It's not going to fall apart on you. It's not going to drop on you. It's going to treat you very well in the way that you smoke it. But as it's developing and as I'm smoking through it more and more, this is a buy for me. This cigar is a buy because it excites me the way that it develops. It really excites me the way that ash holds on, how well it's constructed. Yep, there it went. But I made it in the hole. I win. But even though the ash fell, the construction's still solid. You can see the coning that we have. So you can see that filler and that binder holding on. The wrapper's burning off to the side, so it's combusting the way that it's supposed to. The cigar's a buy for me. In the 10 count box, cigar retails at $12.50 to $13. You can get 10 of these cigars, and this thing's going to burn for a while longer. I mean, I'm only halfway through it. It's still developing. I give the cigar itself, even with us stopping and me smoking, it's an hour plus cigar when you smoke it. And at a 5.5, you know, in the Bellicoso shape, it's really worth the time and the money to smoke it. So in the Try Buy or Deny, this cigar is a buy for me. Out of Caldwell stuff, I'm really excited with what we're going to wrap up with next week, but by far this is one of my favorite cigars that Mr. Caldwell's produced. The cigar is aesthetically amazing, as I've said, and just as this thing builds, I can't wait to finish it. So I'm gonna wrap that up. I hope you guys had fun with me. I know flying solo, I'm telling you, this thing's a little difficult. You're doing it by yourself. I could sit here and nerd out about tobacco forever, but we just all get bored at some point. You guys know how it goes. All the guests will be back next week. Mike will be back by my side. Maybe we'll have someone new coming in as we wrap up Caldwell. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Go down there, like, comment, and subscribe. Ding our little bell. You know how this works. If you're 18 and older, located in the St. Louis area, if your comment that you leave gets the most likes from the other viewers and everyone that views the show, you will win this week's cigar. You will come in and I will personally hand you this Mad Mofo from Caldwell Cigars. So leave your comments down there. Have all that fun. If there's a specific cigar that you guys want us to wrap up with Caldwell, I've got 3 on my mind. All 3 I'm excited about, but if there's a specific one, leave a comment on here, let me know, and if we find it, we'll bring that cigar in and we'll actually do that cigar to wrap up Caldwell. So you guys enjoy yourselves. Thank you. You know how it goes here at Santino's. We smoke, we drink, and we know things. My sign off is cheers. This will be more fun next week, guys. Thanks.